My name is Professor Eric Jamelske, and I teach in the economics department at the University of Wisconsin Eau Claire. And today we're going to be talking about my honors economics 103 class. So it's an honors version of Principles of Microeconomics. And in particular today we're going to be talking about an activity that's embedded in the class to help students understand how markets work, so buyers and sellers interacting, and how the process of market interaction kind of leads to equilibrium. And then I'm going to use this activity as a common sort of experience and framework for a discussion later on about the important policy of cap and trade, and in particular to reduce carbon emissions. So that we're going to develop a market in that policy in the real world, and I want them to kind of understand how the market operates by actually experiencing it rather than just talking about it.
Sellers, what do you guys bring to the market? A hunger, a taste, a thirst for that thing, whatever it is, right? And you better be willing to pay for it based on how much better off it makes you when you buy it. And so that willingness to pay is based on your value derived from consumption, and you out there with the willingness to pay.
The lecture that we're going to be talking about today, the activity, is to once again get them to be thinking about how markets work and how buyers and sellers interact and how the market really kind of facilitates trades, but then with a particular application for something I do later where I can refer back to this activity to talk about how a market goes to equilibrium. And what I'm talking about is pollution permits and the environment. So everybody's favorite cap and trade. We hear it all the time, but we don't really know what it is. And so I like to use this activity as a motivator for understanding how that real life activity would actually unfold.
We've traded 13 units, remember? The goal is to squeeze every ounce of whatever you can get. Get into trades that make you better off. Don't do something that makes you worse off. And we're trading the 14th unit. Seller 8. 9 is the ask. Buyer 8.
9.
9. Sellers are putting out asks. What do sellers do? They ask for a certain price. What do buyers do? They bid, I'm willing to pay this certain price. So there's bids and asks. Buyers, what do? You bid. Sellers, you ask, right? You can't get if you don't. You can't buy if you don't. At some point, someone is going to accept someone's bid or ask, right? So it's not clear who's going to make the match, but there's either going to be an existing bid that someone's going to take an ask right up to it, or an existing ask that someone's going to take their bid right up to it, and that's how you're going to know there's a trade, and I'm going to demonstrate right now.
And at the end of the day, after I give them some basic tools, I want them to see that economics is kind of all around us everywhere, and I want them to kind of understand how the market operates by actually experiencing it rather than just talking about it. That's the purpose of this activity embedded in this honors class.